You're listening to The Endless Party with your hosts,
Megan Elijah Armstrong. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 58 of The Endless Party. As you can tell by my tone inflection, today's episode is entitled The Limitless Energy Party. And this is a topic that Elijah and I are really excited to just dive into because it's been something...
We're really excited to try to implement it ourselves.
But we have been implementing it, and it's been really cool. And so we're hoping that we can just...
What we share with you can help you have limitless energy.
Yes. So this all kind of started from the book Power of Positive Thinking, Norman Vincent Peale. And this is one of the chapters he has in the book is entitled Limitless Energy and how you find it. And I think something that's interesting is I feel like one of the common complaints in society in our day is that
I'm so tired.
I don't feel like I have enough energy. I feel so
Wimpy. I'm just saying it's wimpy.
Oh, it is. Okay, wimpy. Okay, anyways, people are just like, I'm so tired. I'm not feeling good about my life. And
that's why the coffee industry is booming.
Probably that is why. Did you know that Elijah and I do not drink coffee?
We don't really drink caffeine.
We don't even do pre-workout. Like, all the energy we have comes straight from...
in here.
Okay, this is a side note, too. So, another thing Norman Vincent Peale says is that we have God within us. You know, if you believe that there's a God above, and then you believe that we're his children, right?
This is a side note. Go ahead. Go. You finish your thought, and then
you have a side note. Anyways, so we have a portion of God within us as his children. God has limitless energy, therefore we should have energy too. Anyways.
So the word enthusiasm actually comes from the Greek word entheos, which means God within.
Yes.
So if you have enthusiasm, you literally have God within you.
Yes.
And that kind of ties into the limitless energy, but we want to do one on
enthusiasm later. But that's just a side note too, on top of the side note. Okay, anyways, like we were saying, people are always complaining that they don't have enough energy and that they're tired.
Yep.
And there was even a time in our life when I feel like we had that.
Yep.
Just felt tired all the time, kind of just bleh.
Didn't sleep enough, overslept, whatever it was.
All the things, we just weren't feeling good. But what I found is that a lack of energy for me, it usually has nothing to do with me doing too much, but it usually it has something to do with me not doing enough of the right things. Mm-hmm. So it's never that I'm like running around doing too many things. It's that I'm not doing enough of the right things.
What's the book we just did a book review on? One of the book reviews we did on Jordan Peterson's book.
Okay.
What's his principle?
Do that which is meaningful, not which is expedient.
And that goes hand in hand with this, right? It's like so many people are busy, but they're not productive. And because of that, they're exhausted all the time. And I can name 1,000 people that are always busy, but they're
always
not productive.
Busy.
They're running, but they're not getting anywhere. It's like an endless treadmill.
You're just stuck on a treadmill.
Yeah. You're not moving in any direction, right? I mean, we always kind of go back to this understanding that anybody who's stuck in the day-to-day mundane 9-to-5 jobs that they hate, that's what they're doing. They're on the treadmill. They're busy as all get out. But
I'm still here.
They're never productive. They're not moving forward. They're not progressing. They're just always in the same spot, running at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, so something Elijah and I have tried to stop saying is that, we're so busy. No. Because we don't want to be busy. But we want to be very... busy. We're actually not busy anymore, but we're very productive. Mm-hmm. Our day is full of activities and practices and habits that accomplish a lot. But what's interesting is that they're very flexible too.
And
we get so much done. What?
This is what's so cool about it. We put in 15 to 18-hour days.
Yes.
Doing all the things that we're working on, but I still don't classify us as busy.
I don't think we're busy. Like, what's crazy is we get so much done, but we could always, at the drop of the hat, normally be flexible and just like accommodate to like the things that need to happen in life. For example, like our babies.
That's the biggest one right now.
Our babies, or maybe spending time with someone who needs it, or normally
having a friend over for a weekend.
Yes, usually we can drop everything and accommodate to the things that we feel like are important too, because we're not too busy.
No,
and the sense of like productivity, it just creates a meaningful life, at least for us.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool to be able to, like Meg said, for example, this podcast, we usually strive to film ahead of time, right? So that we have multiple episodes ready to go, so that on the off chance that a friend does say, hey, can I stay with you for a weekend? Or a family member says, hey, like, we want to do something this weekend, or we want to do a trip in April or July. We already know that we're going to be at least 1 week ahead so that we're able to do those things. So we're never busy, we're productive.
Yes. So I think another thing about limitless energy is, and this is in Norman Vincent Peale's book, he explains that God intended for us to fill our lives with our passions.
Yeah.
And for us to be able to pursue the things that we truly care about and the things that give us that sense of just enthusiasm. And I know that he gives us that limitless energy to work on our passions. And it's not even just in mine and Elijah's lives. There have been countless successful individuals who have that limitless energy, you know, to fulfill their passions. And one of the examples was, you were telling me the other day about Thomas Edison.
Well, Thomas Edison,
the guy who made the light bulb.
Thomas Edison was one of them. I mean, a common one right now is actually Mr. Beast.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's talk about him.
The only reason I bring that up is I think everybody can relate, because they all know Mr. Beast.
Everybody knows Mr.
Everybody
Beast.
knows Thomas Edison as well, right? But Mr. Beast, he did an interview and he just talks about how he would do like 18-hour days, and then he would work straight for like 10 days, and then finally just take one day and then just do it again on repeat, till the point that he was physically and emotionally just drained, and then he would go again. And it's pretty cool, because there's a guy that you look at that literally does his passion every day, but he can go 10 days straight of doing 18 plus hour days and still function.
Yeah.
Whereas like people do the 9 to 5 and they're getting 8 hours sleep, and they're so
tired,
just exhausted.
Right, because they're not filling their lives.
And what's cool is I can even think of 3 or 4 people that I know even personally that function on 4 hours of sleep.
I wanted you to talk about, we won't name names, but I wanted you to talk about the developer who you got to meet, and kind of how much he's worth and what his schedule's like.
So I know this land developer. He, just to give a brief background, he says he came from the school of hard knocks. He didn't finish high school, never went to college. He started out as a car salesman. Then he started into developing land and started making a lot of money. We're talking his net worth is well over, I would say, $500 million.
Like, this guy's worth money.
Money. Like a lot of money. And so I had the opportunity to interview him, and I just started picking his brain as much as I possibly could. He just told me, he was like, I went to the dentist like a week or two ago, and the dentist was like, you grind your teeth. You need to stop grinding your teeth. And he told his dentist, he's like, when I go, and this guy's in his 70s, he's like, when I go out, I don't want anything to be left. I want to be dust. It's like, I want to wear my body to the bones, like, so that there's just the foundations. And he's like, what that entails is this man usually stays up until midnight every day, goes to sleep, usually wakes up again at 2 a.m. with ideas on how he's going to develop other properties, goes back to sleep till 4, and then he's up for the day at 4 a.m.
So he's functioning on like 4 hours of interrupted sleep.
4 hours of interrupted sleep, and this guy just grinds. Yeah. I mean, and he's a mountain of a man. But what's insane is when you actually talk to this guy, he is so enthusiastic. He's kind of a bear of a man. Like, he is just intense. Like, he's the type of person that doesn't take no for an answer, right? And that's the type of person that has this limitless energy, because he's pursuing what he loves and his passion on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, it's so cool. So this kind of piggybacks into something that we've been experiencing. So with the birth of our little amazing, wonderful twin babies, our sleep has been so just
skittywampus.
It's just been crazy, right? Like Elijah and I were married for about 2.5 years before we had the twins, and we were getting consistent,
solid sleep.
Probably like 8 to 10 hours a night. You know, like we would go to bed early and just really prioritize our sleep.
Yep.
And what's crazy is, I mean, obviously all of this changed with the birth of the twins. And because there's two, the way that we've chosen to just work with them in our family is that we both get up at night multiple times to work with our twins, to feed them, to change them, to love them, and to put them back to bed, because you know that's the need of twin babies. And I think, I mean, I almost get emotional, because what's been so miraculous is that I honestly can say that, you know, God has blessed us with that limitless energy to go to bed, you know, super late at night and then get up multiple times a night and get, you know, I mean, we're probably only getting like 4 to 6.
4 to 6 of, I would say 4 hours of uninterrupted sleep.
But like we're getting
max
amount of sleep we're getting a night is like maybe 7 hours of sleep.
And that's also, mind you, we get up and we're up for a minimum of an hour
every time we get up to feed our twins. And everybody's always like, oh, you must be getting no sleep, you must be so tired. And what's been so amazing is that we're not tired.
No, it's actually been cool. We are probably more productive now than we ever were
before we had children. Yeah.
And maybe it's just because you feel the need to do that as a parent, and you're just like, I have 30 minutes, I gotta get this done.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is, but it has been actually pretty miraculous, as Meg was talking about it, because that energy doesn't come from us. There's got to be an outside source, and we believe that outside source is God, obviously, blessing and magnifying our efforts, right? And that's what's so cool about this understanding, is that it's not unique to us too. This can happen with any single person out there. It can happen with you. Like if you're struggling on a day-to-day basis with just feeling bogged down and tired all the time, draw upon God. Like ask him for help, and he delivers every single time.
I think something that's so cool is, we shared in another podcast how when our babies first came home, there were 10 days where we really didn't sleep.
Oh yeah, but that's totally different.
Well, that is different, but what I will say too, what's interesting is that 10 days, so we were in our old apartment for about a month after the babies came. And in that month, we were actually very tired. We didn't feel very good. But do you know what we also weren't doing? We weren't working on our passions. We weren't taking care of our podcasts. We weren't taking care of our other business endeavors. You know, we were working on our babies, which was completely needed. But what's been amazing is, as soon as we incorporated more of the right things into our life, which is our podcast, our business, our exercise, our studies, we've had more energy.
Yeah.
Right? Even though we're working and we're working harder every day, but at night, even though we're getting minimal, uninterrupted, really not great quality of sleep, like we're seeing like God's hand making up the difference in our lives and giving us this energy to have all the, like, to be able to first and foremost spend time with each other and time with our babies, and then, you know, second, work on our like business endeavors and like those passions.
Absolutely. It's pretty cool too. I mean, even just looking back at when we were in athletics, I would get up at obscene times.
Right.
I was up at 3:30 a.m. all through high school. Never once was I tired. You know?
Yeah.
And it was totally different, because I can even think about my friends who got up at that early. Like even family members who would try to do it with me, they would last 2 days. And then they're like, this is insane. Like, I'm not doing this. And then they just sleep all day, right? Not all day, but they would sleep an extra 2 or 3 hours. I would get up. I would grind, but I just loved it. And Meg can say the same thing, right? She would get up early for her practices at university, and it was a breeze. It wasn't even an issue. And that's what's so cool about this is it doesn't have to be a specific passion for this to be implemented. It can be a podcast, it can be a YouTube channel, it can be sports, it can be a business, it can be anything.
Anything, yeah.
As long as you're passionate about it. That's the secret behind this. If you're not passionate about it, that energy is not there.
I wanted to say too that well, how do you figure out what you're passionate about? So I actually had to take time to figure that out in my own life.
I think everybody does.
And I think if you believe in God, I think one of the best ways the quickest way to figure out what you're passionate about is to take it to Him.
Mm-hmm.
Ask Him to fill your life with a passion and with a purpose, and allow Him to like move you in the direction that He wants you to go, and you will find this like sense of fulfillment in your life.
I would agree.
And I think a sign that you are moving in the right direction is that limitless energy. When you found that niche that like allows you to foster that energy and that passion to work all day on what you love, then you've made it. And you also know that you're moving in the direction that God wants you to go.
I agree. It's cool because we even talked about this in the Spellbinders, the Spellbinder party, which was 2 episodes ago. And that's what kind of switched me. Is I finally found what it was that I was passionate about, and it's exactly what you said. Like, I never get sick of it. I'm always passionate of it. I'm always driving for more, and that's why. I mean, for example, like that's the niche that me and Meg really enjoy. That's why we started this podcast. That's why if you look at the book review party we just did, the last episode, look at the books that we were going through. Look at the books that we just reviewed. It's all self-help. It's all improvement. And our goal is to be able to inspire and motivate each and every one of you to go and be the person that you want to be, to fulfill your passion, to work on your ambitions, and to realize what your vision is, And that's what's so cool about this understanding is, like we even talked about, you can go out and accomplish that by simply asking the Lord what you should be doing, what it is that you're passionate about, and He'll deliver it 10 out of 10 times.
I know He will.
Yeah.
Because He wants this world full of people,
Success isn't some finite material.
Right, and I think it's cool, too, that you can also be doing His work in so many different avenues. It doesn't just have to be you out spreading the good word, you know?
No, you don't have to go knock door to door and be like, hey.
No, but He will utilize you and your passion, you know, and what you want to, what you're doing.
Yeah, I agree. It's pretty cool. Like, if you ask Him, go ask Him for work, He'll give you work. Like, go ask Him what you're, like, passionate about or what you should be passionate about. He'll give you an answer really quickly.
He will.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to kind of piggyback back to something we were talking about. So we were talking about Jordan B. Peterson, do what is meaningful, not that which is expedient.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of, so today we kind of got made fun of, and I'll explain why. But it's kind of funny. So Elijah, it was me.
Oh, really?
Okay, sorry.
Go ahead. I'm curious because I was probably there. I just don't remember that.
Okay, so it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago when we moved to our new apartment and had our whole we're moving forward new start. I decided that we were going to start this like new diet and meal prep.
This was awesome.
Because I was like, I want to spend as much time as I can doing the things I love.
Mm-hmm.
And so I told Elijah, I was like, we're going to just completely change our diet. And we're not like crazy health. Like we're health
No, it's
conscious.
very basic because we meal prep and it's super easy and fast so that we can work on everything that we want to work on.
Elijah and I kind of adopted this mindset that like food is fuel.
Yes.
Because I'm going to be real, food is actually not one of
it's
my
like what we always said to each other, if we could just eat this brick every morning and not have to eat anymore,
I would love that.
We're not foodies by any means.
We're not really foodies. If you are, that's cool. That can be your passion. Just not ours.
Yeah.
And anyways, so we adopted this like mantra of food is fuel.
Yep.
And we completely changed our diet and we eat the same thing for all of our breakfasts are the same and then our lunch and dinners are the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I bring this up just because one, by meal prepping and doing this, I bring it up.
We save so much money.
Money and time.
Yeah.
And everyone's making fun of us because they're like, why are you buying 5 rotisserie chickens from Costco? And I'm like, well,
this is what we do.
This is what we do, you know. And it's like, yes, we eat beans, rice, chicken, and some vegetables every day for lunch and dinner. I mean, that's what we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, too,
we feel great.
We feel so good.
Actually, it's been pretty awesome.
There's like, you're like full at every meal, mm-hmm. and then you have this like energy because you're like fueling your body with good things. And also, like I said, it's a huge time saver. and it's allowing us to put our energy into,
Our passions.
things we, really like. I wanted you to share one last time the like Thomas Edison and his wife, remember? Or am I thinking of Albert Einstein?
I don't know.
I
know
just
Thomas
remember-
Edison. So
Yeah.
Thomas Edison would grind.
On the light bulb, right?
Yeah, when he was making the light bulb. So there's this, I think all of you guys know this, but there's a quote from him that was like, I didn't find 1,000 ways a light bulb didn't, or I can't even remember. I didn't fail 1,000 times. I just found out
Oh, yeah.
how a light bulb didn't work 1,000 times or something like that.
Okay, cool.
And the story behind how he actually invented the light bulb, the man would just work for hours on end, and then he would go take a nap. I don't even remember how long it was. It was pretty short.
Couch.
Yeah, he would just
his
go
wife
take.
would like see him, right?
Yeah,
That's
he would
what
just
I
go
remember.
sleep on his couch that was already in his study and everything. He would just go crash on his couch. Then he would wake up, grind more, crash on his couch, wake up, grind more. And I don't even know how many hours or how many minutes that he slept. It wasn't very long. But because he was just working on what he loved and what he was passionate about, it didn't matter. Sleep was a side note. It took a back seat to his passions, And it's pretty cool. There's a quote that basically reads, most people want to sleep more than they want to be successful.
Oh, that's cool.
And I think in order for you to truly be successful, find your passion, and then sleep becomes a second thought.
Okay, I kind of have a question. I feel like lately there's been so much research and study on sleep and how we need sleep so much. Okay, but I'm so curious because and maybe she's just an outlier. I have this 94-year-old grandma who sleeps 4 hours. She slept 4 hours a night. That's about all.
She gets
4 or
up
5.
What, 3 or 4 a.m. every day?
She goes to bed at 11 and then gets up at 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
And then she's just up for the day.
See, I'm going to be honest. I know that we
curious.
need sleep. I really do. I'm not. This isn't a podcast on that you shouldn't sleep.
No.
Like you should get.
We go to
you
bed
should
every
get sufficient amount of sleep. But it is fascinating to see all the success stories of people and how they basically don't sleep as much as the average person.
But then they're healthy and functional.
I know.
My grandma at 94, she is a mover, a thinker.
We did a whole podcast on her. It's Grandma Goodell.
And she's fantastic. She's
Yeah.
94 years old.
So I don't know. I'm sure there's a balance. It's one of those things that I think you just take it to God and figure it out. And there's a fine line between being disciplined and just being insane. But sometimes they're one and the same. I'm gonna be honest. Most people that are incredibly disciplined
Are actually insane.
99% of the time, people think they're insane.
It's true.
There's only 1% of all the population that that guy is a legend.
Okay.
And other people are you are insane. Why would you do this? So, I don't know. Maybe we all just need to be a little more insane, and then we'll all have the success that we want.
I don't know, but if you are someone who functions off of little sleep, we would love to hear
let us
why.
know how.
And if you know more about sleep than us, clearly, then also let us know.
Arnold's, I don't even know how to say his last name. Schwarzenegger? Is that how you say his last name?
I don't know.
So he talks about how he needs only 6 hours of sleep, and he recommends that for everybody.
And
he
he's
says,
an athlete.
Oh,
He's more than an athlete.
He's an artist.
Anyway, he's an artist.
That's a Harry Potter quote.
He's an artist.
He says, what is it that he says? He says, you need 6 hours of sleep. He's like, I would go to bed at midnight, and then I'd wake up at 6 a.m., and then I'd go work out for 3 hours. And then he's like, if you need more than 6 hours of sleep, sleep faster.
I love that.
I really like that, too. And I'm like, man, maybe I just need to sleep faster,
Probably. Because here's something that's interesting,
That's
too.
not possible, by the way.
If we all really needed that much sleep, we'd all be dead. Because at once we were all newborns. We all had moms. We're not sleeping. There's you don't sleep with a newborn. They do.
Here's
get
what
up.
I should say. You don't sleep with a preemie.
Okay, actually, that's
Newborns,
true.
you actually do get some
We
sleep.
did not sleep with our 4-pound preemie babies. We did start to sleep
We
once
started to sleep once they were like 6 pounds.
They did start to sleep. But what I'm saying is you don't get quality sleep.
No, you don't at all.
And that's where I think God blesses you.
Yeah, me too.
Anyways.
So, if you have a strategy to sleep faster, let us know.
Also, please share the things that, like, we
You're
would love to hear
passionate
your
about.
passion and what things you're pursuing that give you that limitless energy.
Yeah, to give you that drive.
Yeah, and to live just a meaningful life.
Yeah.
What are the things that make you excited? Like, let us know. We want to hear.
Absolutely.
So, thank you so much for joining us today.
On the Limitless Energy Party.
On whatever, I just want to do a quick plug. Like, I don't know what platform you're listening to us or watching us, but we have lots of different platforms. So if you're listening, check out our Instagram. If you're watching
check out
on
our YouTube.
check out our Instagram. Or if you only watch us on YouTube and you're in the car, you could listen to our podcast in the car via a different platform.
Yep.
So thank you so much for being here with us today. And
absolutely. Until next time.
Keep
it classy.
Never trashy.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later. You've been listening to The Endless Party. Please feel free to join us over at our website, theendlessparty.com, for more of our content. Also, we would love to hear from you. Leave some comments and let us know what you're interested in us talking about.
Seriously, like, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, whatever it is the platform says to do, so that we can keep partying together.